G'day guys, Simo Ed here again.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Not too bad, yourself?
Very well, we're in the middle of a British summer, so I think this year it's on a Tuesday. So I'm feeling good, the sun's out.
Yep.
It's going to be a good week, I suspect.
Right, so another episode of the Fast Line Track Growth.
You had to think then, didn't you?
I did. It's one of those days. I think the heat's getting to me. all of a balmy 26 degrees.
I know, I bet that's hot compared to Australia.
Oh yeah, well you know. What are we going to talk about this week?
We're going to talk about surprises.
Surprise?
Well, no, that's right. Everybody likes a good surprise. Like, things are going to go wrong in business from time to time. So every now and again, a surprise is going to jump up. Now, normally when surprises jump up, they're bad and they're going to happen. Let's be honest about it. It's not so much avoiding them. It's what you do when they actually come along. And far better to cut them off at the pass and give customers a wonderful customer experience by providing lots of good surprises. And the more people get surprised, the more they discover stuff, and then they take ownership of it. And if people own stuff, then they start taking you to their hearts. So this really is a trick to move them from customer into raving fan.
We like a good raving fan.
We do.
And those little surprises just give you, as a customer, a warm and fuzzy feeling, and you just feel appreciated and loved.
That's right. Whenever you ever, we always use restaurants as an example, but whenever you've ever been there and they've just brought out like the birthday cake with the candle in, and those little touches, just, you know, you remember those types of times. And I'm sure if you're watching the video, you've had an experience like that. You're now thinking of your favourite restaurant that you went to. So we're going to talk about creating positive customer surprises.
Okay. And I gather we've got a list.
There's always a list. We only have an outline. We better just clear this up, actually. We haven't rehearsed this, it's not scripted. I know it's super clean and smooth. We have a quick idea. We've got 10 ideas to share with you, though. One will be first 5 in this video, next 5 will be in next week's video. But let's go for number 1, handwritten notes.
Oh, handwritten notes is a good one, isn't it?
It's really, really cool. The first time I really stumbled across this, I can remember, I had something come through the post. I was in my early 20s and in a very senior sales role, actually, would you believe? And somebody had sent me some bits and pieces through the post, and there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 like letters in there. And on a handwritten post-it note, they said, out of everything you read on this, just check this bit out, and they'd highlighted it. And it was such a really cool thing to do. Now, me being in my early 20s, thought, oh, that's cool, and just ignored it. But now I'm a little bit older, I start to realise the real value and merits of what that did. So imagine, we aim this at go-kart tracks, obviously, so imagine when you get your printout, and there's a little handwritten note there going, awesome lap number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just make your day, or just like a little note that just said like some bits and pieces. So if it was something like, hey, I saw that you went wide on lap 4 but you pulled it back on lap 5. So just little things that you start to notice in there would make such a huge difference. It's a really simple way to do stuff, and it doesn't cost anything.
No, we do that from time to time here at Fast. I got into a habit of scribbling on a little note on the packing slip.
Yep.
Whenever we send out samples, I always tell the guys downstairs, write a love letter. I call them love letters. Write the customer a little love letter about the sample. Bang, you know. But you forget it every now and then. I mean...
Do you put kisses on these love letters as well?
No. Just little customer cuddles.
This is so true. It's such a smart way to do stuff, really. So get into the habit of just writing notes. I know that there's one tactic that I use quite a lot, and that is when I read all the time, and I know you do, but between us we've read a lot of books, so there's lots of stuff in there. We refer back to stuff we've read, and you can't expect somebody to go and read a whole book. Far better to go and just photocopy one chapter or a couple of pages with a little handwritten note, post that off to people. That is such a cool way to just go and reach out, and people really appreciate it. And if you send them a whole book, they never read it. Send them just part of a chapter, they'll read every single word in it. It's just a really smart way to do stuff.
Now you sent me a chapter 1, and you'd even highlighted
What, the bits
the important bits.
Had you pissed me off or something? bet you read it though. I didn't realise I'd done that to you, and I've just remembered when it was as well.
It was a Pareto rule.
Yeah, the
80-20 rule.
Yeah. I remember doing that. I'd forgotten, but there you go. And the fact that you've remembered shows it works.
And it was a couple of years back.
Oh, really? Yeah, it probably was.
I think it was accelerator days.
There you go. You've remembered 2 years later. You've still remembered that moment.
So it worked.
Cha-ching.
What's the second one?
Second one, over-deliver. If you so UPOD is your phrase. UPOD, under promise, over deliver. And if somebody's come along on a promise of a certain level of customer service and you over deliver, you are going to win every single time. So I don't know necessarily how I'm going to do this at a kart track, and it will vary track to track for sure. It could be just little things I scribbled down. What if all the kit was laid out with the correct sizing and you just went to it? Now that sounds great, but it might take up a bit of space. But just to get you thinking and get the older grey matter starting to think differently. Stuff that just doesn't happen elsewhere that they'd just be amazed at, or pre-ordering the drinks so they're waiting for them as they come off the track. Really smart way. That'll reduce the amount of queuing at the bar.
And increase upsells.
Yeah, get the first drink in very quickly. The second one then is sure to follow, so that'll probably have a marked increase on your revenue. But actually the customer won't be seeing that. They'll be just going, this is amazing. I just walked straight off the track and my drink was waiting just as I liked it.
Yeah, so I mean a number of kart tracks already do that, delivering the kit. So it will be behind them and they will size you up and they'll go, right, yeah, you look like an extra large or you look like a large, here's your kit. Whereas others have just got them all laid out on the rack and you go and help yourself.
It'd be great if you got the printout from the last time they were there. You just go, hey, bend 3 for you, bend 6. You need to just hold it a bit tighter. Let me just show you how to feather the brakes. Look like I know what I'm talking about. Got no idea how go-karting works. I just know I'd beat this man in a race.
Around the
hotel
lobby.
Foyer, yes, I was waiting for that. Third point, as soon as it becomes personal to the customer, they will start to own that experience. If somebody's coming down for their birthday, sponsor the race in their birthday name. Make an announcement on the tannoy. So today we're sponsoring the Simo Heap birthday. Yeah, we're here again.
If you can learn and remember customers' names and use them, we talked last week, I think, in the video about getting a number on a suit and assigning that to a name. Airlines do this really well with their frequent flyers. You notice that, I do a fair bit of flying. I usually fly with one airline, Emirates. And one year I travelled so much that I was a gold frequent flyer. And every time I got onto a plane, the head bursar would come up, find me in my seat, and have a chat with me and just ask if I wanted anything.
Interesting.
I mean, one time I was flying in economy,
and
the bursar had come up and said this, and the guy sitting next to me going, "Who the hell are you?" That's never happened to me. You know, it's just such a nice touch.
Please tell me you just looked him square in the eye and just went, I'm the director at Virgin Airways. Just got him really wondering. Well, there's 2 distinct things in there. One is personalising the service. So if they arrived at the seat and it just said something like, welcome back, Simon, that'd be awesome because that'll personalise it. And then the fourth point that I was going to raise is take time to get to know your customers.
Oh, so I jumped ahead.
That's good, it's good. We can wrap them together, but you want to just delineate them to give you a richer customer experience. So the personalisation might be, if it's your birthday, you'll put up a sign outside the front door, just a birthday boys parking spot, so you've got, wow, this is awesome. That's not going to cost a lot.
Hey, that is a really good idea.
Well, yeah, just have a chalkboard and write the name on, and that'll work. That's really cool. But actually, then the more personal stuff is taking that time to get to know them. So do both. Personalised service, but also taking time to just find out, who they are, what they do, what makes them tick, why they're there, because this will really help you with your marketing. The more you understand about the people that are turning up to your track and that you enjoy spending time with, the more that's going to feed back into your marketing.
Yeah, you're going to understand it better, so you're going to be able to write and craft a better message that they will associate with.
Yeah, absolutely. The more you get that, the more they'll feel like they've found a home they can go to. And then that sort of leads into the fifth point, really, which is note the little things.
Sweat the small stuff.
Well, yes, it can be, but it's more around things like, for instance, I drink tea typically. I'm a big coffee lover, but it just doesn't agree with me. So given the choice, I'd rather have coffee. That doesn't lead to good outcomes. So I drink tea. So when I come into the offices here, do you want a cup of tea, Ed? Because you don't ask me if I want coffee anymore.
No.
And I know you drink coffee, and I know you like an espresso. And a double if you can.
Yeah.
I already know this. See, and you thought I wasn't paying attention. But it means a lot, doesn't it? Because it's like, okay, they obviously get on. Like they know each other. It's not like just two fellas who just rocked up and just started chatting. So we were in a big powwow meeting a couple of weeks ago, almost to the day. And,
yes.
I could have just written down what you were going to drink before they even asked. If you note the little things and you remember them and you can just use them in passing, and particularly, it depends what age it is, but I think if you're in your sort of teens and around there and you're at the local track and the big boss or the marshal they look up to is there, happens to know their name's like Fred. Hey Fred, good racing today. Just mentions it casually and walks off, but knows that they're into racing. That will go such a long way. I think there's a middle ground there, 20s, 30s, I wouldn't have cared. Now I'm a little bit older than 30. Many viewers will be shocked. I am older than 30. I would stop and go, whoa, cool, because I'd start to notice it more. So pick your audience, get to know them, find out what really matters, but noting the little things.
And I think with the kids too, if a marshal comes up to them and say, you had a really good lap on the third lap, your practice is paying off, sort of, John. And they go, oh, wow.
That's the inspiration to go back next time. Or even a little tip on, I think you could go faster if you went and did, as they're coming off the track, first thing that happens is they go and grab mum and dad, or both of them, and
go, oh, Mum, I've got to go and do another session because I've got to try this new technique to shave a second off.
That's it. Yeah. And that's great customer service leading to more business, but as a result of a happier customer. So it's just really, really smart thinking. So
let's cap those 5 points off. So the first one was handwritten notes. The second one was overdeliver.
Yeah, remember UPOD.
The third one was personalise the service.
Yep.
The fourth one was take time to know your customer.
Absolutely.
And the final one was note the little things.
Absolutely. Get those 5 things right.
Yeah. And it'll make a big difference.
Yeah.
To your customer experience.
That's it.
Yeah.
We've got 5 more things coming up in the next video. So we're going to cover that in a bit more detail. So that's just half the stuff we're going to talk about for this session. Follow us next week. If you want to make sure that you are following us next week, by the way, just have a look under the screen somewhere. You'll find a little bell and a subscribe button. Make sure you've hit that bell. That helps a lot for you to go and get the next video. And what would really help us is if you happen to make a little comment under there, preferably positive, but who knows? We almost don't mind. It all helps. Just feed into the algorithm. It means we can get more stuff out to you. So I hope you've enjoyed that.
Yep. So from us, Taru.
See you soon.